The same old apple orchard looks very different when you change your perspective. This is exactly what the work of Byron Katie is all about, changing perspective. Still having trouble wrapping your mind around the work? When you're new to the work, it may seem a bit elusive to understand. What exactly is the work? Surprisingly, photography gives some insight. I was a professional photographer for about 7 years, and I photographed weddings for 4 years and was a nature photographer for 3. If there's one thing I learned about photography, it's that the angle you choose when taking a photo makes all the difference. The work is very similar. Instead of observing trees or flowers, as you do in photography, you observe stressful situations through the lens of the work. And like photography, you observe them from different angles. The most common angle, the angle we all start from each time we write a new Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, is the angle of the victim. That's the stressful angle. Poor me. And that's usually the angle we're stuck in. That might be like trying to photograph the orchard that I show here in this article with a tree right in front of the lens. It would be frustrating. It would be ugly. It would be annoying. You might think photography doesn't work until you realize that you can move your camera to a better angle. And here in another photo of some tulips, I'm literally lying on the ground looking up at these tulips when I photograph them. The tulips are the same, but the experience is totally different in this image than if you were just taking them standing up, looking down on them. The work simply suggests a change of angle. Let's say you had found a stressful situation involving a colleague from work, and you had identified that stressful thought to be, he should include me. And the stressful thought is coming from the victim angle. And questions 3 and 4 of the work will confirm this. The turnarounds then invite you to explore other points of view, other angles for seeing the same situation. For example, the turnaround, I should include me, opens up an interesting realm to explore, as does the turnaround, I should include him. These turnarounds could keep you so busy exploring new ways of being that you don't have time to worry about the original stressful statement, which was, he should include me. You are no longer the victim of that stressful point of view. Finally, the turnaround, he shouldn't include me, can give insight into why he does what he does, why he doesn't include you. Why shouldn't he include me? It puts you in his shoes. It's an invitation to look for ways to understand this person who doesn't include you and consider what it's like from their point of view. The only thing you play with is your angle. If you're stuck with a tree trunk in your way while you're trying to photograph an orchard, there are 2 ways to make it better. One way is to carry a chainsaw with you. The other is to move around and try different angles for your photography. Photographers don't carry chainsaws, and yet, in personal life, we often try to chainsaw our way out of stressful situations all the time. We want our spouses to change, not us. We want our children to act more grown up, not us. We want our bosses to think of us first, not the other way around. And when we meet resistance, we think the only way forward is to use force. We think the world must change. The work simply reminds us that there is another way. Have you tried moving the camera over there? That's what the work quietly asks us. Have you tried looking at your stressful situation from this angle yet? I play with this shifting of perspective every time I do the work. The same situation that seems stressful before doing the work suddenly becomes interesting, even beautiful, when a different angle is considered. If you're new to the work, I invite you to give it a try today. Consider it an adventure in photography.